We just saw and heard The Wind and the Lion, the first number presented last year by the John Marshall High School Band in the Grand National High School Competition, and we'll see more of that presentation in just a little while. The director of the Marching Monarchs for the past 15 years has been Ron Rose. Ron, how does it feel as a band director to see your students performing that way in a Grand National High School competition?
It's quite gratifying. I'm always quite proud of the kids. Maybe I don't express it enough, but we get a lot of support from the community and from the school and from the administration and from the people, so it's a lot of hard work well spent.
How many members are down there on the field, and how does that compare when you first went to John Marshall?
We have 165 people in this band, and the first year I was at John Marshall, we had 72 kids.
So that's quite an increase.
Yes, we're keep moving up.
Is there a lot of competition to get into that band?
We audition. Each student has to play for me and go through a rigmarole of getting through be able to play their horn well.
It appears that the drum majorette, and I've already been informed, she's now called the field commander, and maybe somewhat different from the drum majorettes that I knew about. But that the drum majorette or field commander, as a student, it looks like she has total command down there on the field. Is that right?
Yeah, she is the musical conductor and gives all the orders and commands for starting and stopping each movement that we perform on the field.
How is that person chosen?
She tries out in competition amongst her other students in the band and is judged by her qualities and her abilities to give sharp vocal and hand movement commands.
Can a male student have that position?
Yes, there are males who compete against the females.
Does she play an instrument too?
You must play an instrument in John Marshall Band before you can become a member of the Flag or Rifle Corps or Field Commander.
All right. What caused you and your group to go to the Grand National Championships?
Well, we are in a competitive situation up there where we compete about 4 or 5 times a year, and this past fall we won 4 grand championships and have a reputation for winning every once in a while. So we were invited through the Marching Bands of America of Arlington Heights, Illinois.
Did the community help finance that trip and get you there?
Oh yes, we immediately struck up a fundraising campaign, and we get a lot of support from the community and the administration.
We're going to look at the rest of your band show presented in Tennessee, and the arrangements, I understand, were by Mike Westbury of Wheeling.
He wrote the New York arrangement, yes, the New York tune.
Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more as we watch this. It is a medley beginning with New York, New York.
Yes.
Have changed so much in the past 20 years or so. What's happening here? Why have bands changed? How has this come about?
Well, of course, bands were originated in the military style, and then we've gone through several periods of show bands and Big Ten bands and Cassavant bands and Bill Moffat type pinwheel bands, and now we're into imitating the drum corps who initiated the self-discipline and the precision. And of course, the drum corps eliminated the yard line markers on the field as reference points, so that now we have just floating large pictures and small pictures and evolving in and out of the pictures very smoothly.
Is this happening throughout the country, or are there still bands that march in straight lines and play their instruments and that's about it?
Yes, there are those bands yet. I believe this movement, of course, with the drum corps, came out of Madison, the Madison Scouts in Wisconsin and all over the country, really. But the bands that we're into now originated, I believe, in Texas and worked their way through Tennessee up into where we're finally getting into the area, I believe, as far as I know.
these formations, what are you trying to do? Who designs these? How much time does it take to come up with a formation like this?
Well, the bigger programs, we hire a staff of show designers and marching execution people and music people, and we have a staff that really works and puts the whole show together. So it's not done by one person.
How long do you practice?
Our particular situation, we practice 2 to 3 hours every day after school, plus we spend the whole month of August practically in full-day sessions.
How much time does it take just to perfect, say, one formation, this one? How long did you work on that?
Oh, hours and hours, but it's still not perfect, and it's sort of hard. We keep striving for perfection, which is possibly never achieved.
Are those men on the field the judges?
The people in the dark uniforms are judges, half the judges. They're the marching and execution judges, and then there's another set of judges up in the booth who judges from the visual aspect as well as the musical aspect.
How do they grade the bands? What are they watching for? Do you see something that you're not quite pleased with there?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yes?
The form, as the large form as it rotates, we got a little out of position, and it just wasn't as good as we have done in the past. And yes, we are looking for about 8 or 10 different categories of execution and playing and intonation and position of the horn and etc.
And we're going to watch now as your band goes into the grand finale, ending their presentation in Tennessee.
West Virginia. This winning band brings to the MBA spotlight a long list of accomplishments, including a history of superior ratings and grand championship trophies from the past decade of performances. The band also won a bronze medal for their performance in Mexico at the International Festival. Director of bands is Ron Rose, and assistant director is Gene Manio. The winning circle welcomes the Marching Monarchs of Glendale, West Virginia.